Ladies and gentlemen, I have a major problem in my life. And that problem is named Derek. A couple of years ago, I was invited to the University of Florida. I gave a lecture, met a bunch of amazing people, and played some of the students. You might remember that I played this individual. He didn't tell me his rating, and at the time I assumed that maybe he was just an early beginner, an intermediate. But by the time the game ended, he had defeated me because the entire time I had been playing a national master. I'm only a bit better than him, but I had no idea who I was playing in that game. Now, luckily for me, Derek graduated from college, and I would never have to see him again. And so I came back to the University of Florida because I was invited. I did a very similar event, and then this happened.
This is a man who needs no introduction, but insisted we get one anyway. 5'11" on a good day, though that's not what he'll say. Last year's internet's greatest chess coach defeater. Please give it up for Mr. Derek J.
Yeah. They straight up invited this man back for another public humiliation ritual. But fortunately, I was mentally prepared that something was up their sleeve. They were acting strange the entire time that I was visiting, as if they were keeping a secret from me. And this time, I was determined to get revenge.
So what are you doing here? He's playing this game. Just for this?
Just to see you.
Wow. Oh man, I have to back up all the trash though. Did you listen to everything I said? No. Nothing. I said Derek is a really great guy. It's a shame he's not here this year. We didn't film the first part, right? We didn't film the first part. Okay. Ready? Sure. Wait, so it's 3-0.
Yeah. So the game starts, Derek with the white pieces, this time around knight f3 and f5. I go for my favorite Dutch defense, and Derek immediately attacks in the center, to which I respond, and actually now it's a reverse Vienna. Declined. I pin his knight. I'm actually not just pinning his knight, I'm also ready to take it and damage his pawn structure. He definitely still in the opening phase underestimates this idea, just trying to develop his pieces. We're also interacting with the fans. I trade my bishop for his knight, which normally is a bit too quick of a decision, but I had something in mind, and it was this move. And now we trade, and his doubled isolated c-pawns and his isolated a-pawn don't leave a good impression. We keep developing. I'm then going to put a bunch of my pawns on the dark squares because we've traded the dark square bishop for his knight. I'm going to castle, develop my pieces. I really should be playing faster here, but this is certainly a strange experience. I can't believe Derek is sitting in front of me. Also, I'm trying to entertain the crowd. He's thinking. I've got a plan here to probably castle and put my bishop in the center of the board. Just choosing which one to do. Definitely taking too much time. In retrospect, I should just develop. I castled. I could have played that move in 1 second. Derek does the same. And now I have multiple ways to play, but the easiest and most flexible is to develop the bishop. Now I like Derek's plan. He plays very advanced chess here. This is called a reroute. Actually, in my next book, How to Win at Chess Next Level, always time for a promo. One of the ways to utilize your knights better is to find outpost squares for them where they stand dominantly and reroutes. So you're going to see that after he trades his bishop for my knight, I lose some control in the center of the board, specifically the d5 square. And now he's going to find a way to maneuver his knight to that square. He's trying to play knight to c4. At this point, we both have 2 minutes on the clock and no bonus time. I think for a while here and play something really stupid, which is basically how all of you play chess, except, well, there is no except. It never gets better, you guys. You can be an international master and play the game for 25 years and still play like a moron. I can't believe I'm still thinking. This move makes absolutely no sense. It weakens my structure. He just puts his knight there, which apparently is a bad move according to the computer, but we'll analyze the game and you're going to see it's not so clear. Again, I'm spending way too much time. I'm now down 30 seconds on the clock, which is like 30% of the remaining time. Derek finishes his plan, playing with purpose, playing with a plan, and I stop his knight from coming forward. Here he plays a really nice move. He advances not that one. I completely forgot that he first played that. I back my queen up, and now he plays a really good move, maintaining his time advantage, playing on instinct, playing on initiative, and Derek plays the move, pawn to f4. You know, he's done everything right. Now I start panicking a little bit. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm losing control of the position. By the way, this whole time, I'm never thinking I'm going to lose. I'm like, I'm just kind of, you know, coasting, and then I'm going to beat him because I'm a better player. And at this point, I'm like, wait a minute, I think I'm in some trouble. So let's back up with the bishop. And Derek is coming up with a plan here. I'm repositioning my light squared bishop. He's advancing towards my king, but he can't push his f-pawn, obviously. So he slides the queen out of the way to d2. Now I need to make a couple more improving moves on the right side of the board, and I'm down 15 seconds. Still have a minute, but I gotta move, so I go there. He slides his king to the corner. I quickly slide out my bishop, and I'm losing here. We'll see why. He doesn't see it immediately. I also don't see it immediately because you're about to see my move is terrible. And now I play a pawn sacrifice. I want him to take, so then I'm going to move my rook and I'm going to attack his pawn, which is what I do. He defends it, and I go to put pressure, and he immediately lands the fatal blow, pawn to f6. And when he played this, you can see by my face, I'm trying to keep a poker face, but I know that my king's about to get shredded open, so I go for tricks. 40 seconds on the clock. He can just take. I'm not going for any tricks at all. I am getting absolutely obliterated here. We trade rooks. I can't even take his pawn. I'm thinking, but I only have 40 seconds. It's setting in like, I'm going to lose to this dude 2 years in a row. And I smile because I'm like, oh, this is really crazy. I can't believe this is happening, and I got to do something. So I take in the center. I'm completely losing, though. He trades. I can't even take that pawn. So I bring my queen back. Now, how is he going to win this position? How is he going to get to my king? All right, I'm going to be down like a pawn or two, but maybe I can survive this. Maybe I can get him low on time. He brings his rook. Very smooth. I'm hesitating. I push a pawn. 20 seconds for me. He brings his knight in, attacking my queen. I bring the queen to g5, and now the game ends in probably the most humiliating fashion that I could have imagined. He attacks my queen, and I slide the queen out of danger, except it's completely in danger because my queen is absolutely trapped. If I take that pawn, he forks me. I sit there, staring at the board in disbelief, and finally, I resigned. 2-0. My biggest nemesis. I don't know why you guys keep inviting me back. Just have Derek host the chess event. So do you just like fly? You just like fly back now? Is that just like what you do?
Yeah, pretty much. I was relatively close by for work.
I'm gonna train. This is gonna be the greatest comeback arc ever. Oh my gosh! I'm gonna train every day. I'm gonna be like, my fall trip to Florida involves training games with the one and only Derek.
Once you win, I'll stop.
No. That's what you do. You play until you lose one, and then you never play again.
So, fun fact, which I saved for the analysis segment of this video. I always analyze games, win or lose. I'm not going to lie to you. This was one of the most humiliating defeats of my life. That's not the fun fact. The fun fact is this happened in 2024. It has taken me a year and a half to upload this video. Not because I had anything against Derek, but have you ever just like procrastinated something? This game happened right around the time that I played Pia Kramling in a match in Stockholm, remember? So that took up a lot of attention. And then before you know it, back then, you know, in 2024, I'm pretty sure it was like the World Championship, right? 2024? Yeah, it was the World Championship. So then that happened, and then the World Rapid and Blitz happened. And then that was when they split the title. So then before you know it, we're in 2025. And then I don't know. I just like let it get away from me. Anyway, here's me showing you the most humiliating 2-0 of my life. I have never played Derek again. I have never seen Derek again. University of Florida never invited me again. Maybe I don't know. I mean, I thought I was pretty good to work with, but maybe they lost the budget for the event. Maybe I don't know, guys, but I have not been invited back to this incredible gathering of individuals ever since. So let's just analyze this really quickly because, you know, in case I haven't been humiliated enough, I do just want to highlight a couple of moments where everything went wrong in this game. I mean, he played something that I knew, so I knew the opening pretty well. He went knight c3, and I've had a handful of games. This is a very nice way to meet the ready, to play the Dutch like this, and he actually did the best response. Although pawn takes knight to c3 immediately is wrong, and after knight c6, the best line is for white to actually play d4, which is really funny because like you just played d3, but now you play d4 because you're actually trying to play d5. And so then you get a position that looks like this. Anyway, not important. He didn't know the opening very well. And as always in Gotham games, you know, I get a better position from the opening. It's the benefit of being a very flexible player with a lot of experience. I know how to play a lot of different structures. I know how to play a lot of different openings. And I mean, when we got here, I had no doubt in my mind I was going to win. Which is kind of a nice thought, you know, just like, so he went here. Now, this is a nice move. Knight d2 is very, very sophisticated. In fact, if you look at the engine lines, almost all of them involve knight d2. You can also play queen e2 and knight d2. This is a very fascinating position where you can ask different players of different levels to come up with a plan. With white, you know, my opponent is worse because the quality of our minor pieces, of these three pieces, is in black's favor. And the quality of the pawns is in black's favor. Like, black has a very good structure, open F file, meaning, like, you know, if it cleared out, my rook would be good. This bishop is pretty bad. My bishop is quite strong. This bishop is just biting into the knight, but after I go pawn to h6, it's not going to be very useful. And obviously, in every endgame, having a structure that looks like that is terrible. You can't move any of the pawns, and that pawn on a2 is a weakness. So, how do you play a position like this where you are slightly worse? Well, you start repositioning your worst placed pieces. And he wanted to move his knight there. And he wanted to go here, and then here, and then here. And as ridiculous as that looks, that's the plan. That's the plan that he wanted to implement. So that's why he did that. And now I have several choices. One of the choices that I have is to play queen to d7 and then go to trade his light squared bishop. This is certainly a plan that is worth investigating. But the thing is, he can even trade with me. And I mean, I'm never checkmating him. So if I go knight g4, like there is no mate here. And in many ways, this plan of queen d7 isn't even good because this bishop is kind of bad. So queen d7 and bishop h3 is not really the move here. I mean, I'm probably going to play this really lazy move h6 no matter what. So that's what I did. And I traded. And then he went queen e2. And his idea is, again, to do all of this. So I did everything in my position correctly up until this point. And this is when I played the move that didn't do anything that I called pretty stupid. I also spent like 20 seconds on this move. But I spent 20 seconds on this move because I didn't find a plan forward. Well, the plan forward is as follows. Rook f7. So even though black has a very reasonable position, I should double my rooks and put my queen here and then launch some sort of attack against this king. So for example, knight c4. I don't really want to make this trade. Let's say I play rook f8. And then he plays knight e3, and then I move my queen, let's say, to g5, and then he plays rook b1 attacking my pawn. Now I should play b6. Now, I shouldn't play it at first. And black has some advantage, because my rooks are strong, my queen is strong. It's still completely unclear how I'm supposed to play this position for a win. It's not clear at all. The computer likes repositioning the knight to the c5 square. But, I mean, I went b6 first. So I allowed him to go f4. He went knight c4. I didn't choose the best plan. I went here. And then in this position, he totally took over the game. So I have to tell you, when I was rewatching this game and analyzing it, like the most important thing when you analyze games that you've lost is to come up with something tangible that you can take away from the game. There was not much tangible here that I could have taken away from this game. I didn't know how to progress a good position. He played way better than me. He completely played with a plan. He repositioned his knight, and then he like attacked me because his knight was out of the way. And I played poorly, and he played well. f4 was really smart. You will see in the video replay, I actually hovered over my pawn. I wanted to take, and it did strike me as the right move. But when I saw this, I didn't know how to deal with the pawns coming down the board. I didn't like that I'm losing control of the middle. And yeah, I mean, it's not an easy position. So I went queen c6 instead, and I thought, well, he's going to attack me, and then I'm going to come back. As it turns out, I mean, the idea to play f6 is already extremely dangerous for black. Like, if we were to trade rooks here, and he got his rook, I'm a move behind. I'm never getting my rook in the game. If I go king to g7, he goes here. Now I have to defend with my knight. Now he has knight to d5 coming in. By the time that I'm able to bring my rook, I've lost my pawn, and I'm basically losing the game. It's kind of a miracle I'm not just losing, but it is very easy to lose the game. So he went queen d2, and in 3-0, you have to play moves pretty quickly. By the way, the reason this is losing, he can already just sacrifice this pawn. Very instructive how about 10 moves ago, I was telling you why black has all the better things here. I have the open f-file, should an attack ever happen, and it's actually white who ultimately lands the move f6 using his rook. In the game, I mean, I tried to do something a little bit more complicated. Like, even here, I can survive if I move my king out of the way. So if I play, like, king h7, because if f6 now, this is fine, because my king is already defending this pawn, and if knight to g4, miraculously, I protect everything, and by the time he attacks me, I have my rook, and I've defended. My knight is defending everybody. The bishop is going to come back and get rid of the knight. Also, I can take on a3. Like, I can eat some pawns. But this was wrong. I actually thought I was getting somewhere here. I didn't see his move f6 at all. At all. He went here, and I realized he's going knight g4 next, and I'm going to lose. I'm going to lose because I'm already down a pawn. I'm fighting against the center here. Knight to g4 is unstoppable. It was still the best way to play. So the way that black can survive here is to trade these rooks. And in this position with queen h6 and knight f6 coming, I can go queen d4, which is a nice move. I hit the rook, and then I hit the knight. And he can take both of these pawns with a check. And actually, that's the best thing. He should trade queens, take this pawn, and then try to win this endgame. Which is doable, but it's not like getting mated. It's also not like, you know, playing this move and just allowing him to take all my pieces. And he did very nice. Rook f1 was a very nice move. Knight f5 is a nice move, looking for this. I went here to defend it, but the queen has absolutely no return. I mean, I'm lost no matter what. If he takes, I go here. Like, everything wins. This is a fork of all my pieces. But the way that he won was very cool. Just trapping my queen with pawns. And if I take this, he just goes knight h6, and he wins immediately. What's even more brutal is I think he doesn't even have to play knight takes h6. Knight e7 is checkmate. So if knight takes, he has queen f7, and then he mates and promotes a double queen checkmate. If I don't take his knight and I go king g7, he plays queen f7, and then it's made in a couple moves. Actually, queen d4 is made even faster. And if I play king h7, he plays queen f7, setting up g8, and I can't do anything. The only way to survive here is to sack my queen and give him some checks, and then I lose. So that was, without a doubt, the most unexpected and humiliating loss of my life. And now I have a lifetime over-the-board record of 0-2 against Derek. I wish him well. You know, I see that he's still active on chess.com. Hot take. I think if we played 10 games, I would be up 8-2. Now, that is a bold claim to make, considering I have lost the first 2 games. But, you know, broken clock is right twice a day or something like that. No, I mean, I'm joking, obviously. This was crazy. I hope I never have to play him again. And I hope you enjoyed this video. This almost never gets to happen on this channel. Derek is going to be world famous now if he's not already. They will be lining up at his office in the beginning of the day asking for pictures and autographs. I did redact his name just for privacy reasons. That's all I have for you today. Shout out to UF and shout out to everybody playing chess over there. Call me back though, for real. Like, I mean, yeah, kind of sad that I got beaten twice by Derek and they stopped inviting me. Anyway, yeah, you know the drill. Get out of here.